Hey there, this is Arthur Hill, Chief Technical Strategist here at TrendInvestorPro.com. It is Tuesday, September 6th, and you tuned into a short video. And today I'm going to talk about XLK, the Technology SPDR. Because what we had here is we had some really sharp pullbacks in the first half of August, and then we had some sharp upturns in the second half, and we got some breakouts. And one of the key breakouts was in XLK, the Technology SPDR, which of course represents the tech sector. And I think that's a really important breakout to watch as far as the health of the broader market is concerned, and especially the S&P 500, where technology is the biggest sector. And so I'm going to show this breakout and show the key level to watch going forward as far as monitoring the validity of this breakout. So I'm here on Stock Charts ACP, and in the first indicator window, I've got the trend composite, because basically the first thing I want to look at when I'm looking at a chart, or I want to see, is the trend, the big trend, up or down? And you can see the trend composite has been bullish or positive since February. It went to +3, and then it moved to +5, and it's been at +5. And that basically means all 5 indicators that form the trend composite are in bull mode. They are signaling uptrends. And those 5 indicators, we have Bollinger Bands, we have the Commodity Channel Index, we have Keltner Channels, we have Stochastic Close, and we have the direction of a long-term moving average. And when all 5 of those align, this indicator is at +5. And if you want to know more about this indicator, in the bottom right, you can see that plug-in icon, and you can click on that icon to learn more. Now, looking at the chart for XLK, and a number of charts look like that, at least large cap charts like SPY, QQQ, and a number of, say, the large cap tech ETFs like IGV, the software ETF. We had this nice big advance, especially from March into mid-July. We had a new high there in mid-July, and then we had a pretty sharp pullback in the first half of August. And that pullback formed a falling wedge. You can see those trend lines narrowing to form that wedge. And after a big advance, you go from the 135 area to 180, you're entitled to a pullback, and that's what we got. So we get this pullback, and the question we ask ourselves during the pullback is, what is it going to take to reverse this pullback? When do we get the breakout to signal a continuation of the bigger uptrend? And you could use the trend line, but I prefer to look for some sort of high. And you can see within that wedge, we had that white candlestick there, and then the decline after that. Well, that gives us a high to work with. And we got to break above that high on August 23rd, the red line there. So that is a bullish development for XLK. We've had a downtrend. We've reversed it with this breakout. And then we had that big pop and drop the next day. But we then recovered right away. And my particular day that I'm watching is on August 29th. We have what's called a Marubozu candlestick. And that is a long white candlestick, can be white or black. But the key is it has no tails or no wicks or no shadows. That means you can see it's flat at the top and flat at the bottom. So that means you had a strong open, an open, and then you had a strong move up after that open. In other words, you didn't open and go down to form a lower, to go below that open. Instead, you opened and went up, and you closed near the high of the day. So that is a strong move, and I think this candlestick holds the key to the current advance we're seeing in XLK. So as long as we hold that low of the candlestick, and I'm going to call it 169. If we close below 169, then this short-term or immediate-term uptrend has reversed. And that would be significant because that would mean we have a reversal happening in September. And September is one of the weakest months for the stock market. But it's important that seasonality and the technicals, the price action, align. And right now, yeah, we have weak seasonal patterns in September, but we don't have a confirmation with XLK because it's in an uptrend here. Now, if we do break 169, I would do a reevaluation of my drawings here, and I would say this is like a rising flag, and we have a break, and that would signal a continuation of this August decline here, and that would be bearish. And we're seeing similar patterns unfold in SPY and QQQ as well. And so I'm watching that August 29th low, which is basically the open on August 29th, because that big move needs to hold. If a big surge within a short-term advance doesn't hold, that means something is not quite right if you give it all back. Because if you gave that all back, you would erase the gain and you would negate, you would break support here, and that would be a bearish development for XLK. Now, I'd just like to point out Trend Investor Pro and the two services that we offer here. We have System Trader, which is systematic trading strategies and signals. And we also have Chart Trader, which is basically what you saw in this video, an episode on Chart Trader, because I featured XLK on Chart Trader in Tuesday's report. And this is a link, well, this is Tuesday's report for members. And you can see I covered the broad market analysis, including a seasonal pattern. And then I covered chart analysis setups and trading ideas for 4 ETFs and 5 stocks. And that includes a video, and that's every Tuesday and Thursday. And here's our seasonality chart. And there you can see that seasonality is pretty weak in August and September and into mid-October, but it peaks, it turns back up in mid-October and very strong in November and December. And then I cover the yield spreads because that's where the credit markets are active. If you're seeing signs of stress, then you expect yield spreads to widen. We're not seeing that right now. And then I also covered the breakout there in SPY, and there's a more detailed breakout in SPY. And I went on to cover QQQ as well as several other ETFs and stocks. So check out trendinvestorpro.com if you're interested in those type of setups. So that's it for today's video. I'll be back again next week with another video on Wednesday covering a segment from Chart Trader. So thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great day and stay safe out there.